Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Countdown to the Ground RuPaul's Drag Race After Show right here on the stream.tv. I am your host, Tony Moore, and I am joined by just us gals today. We have to my right, Jay.
Hi.
And of course, Christian. And Anastasia, our biological woman, is celebrating all things gay over in Ireland. So we're going to wish her hello all the way from here to Ireland and wish you were here, but she'll be back with us next week. All right, so this show, they just did basically a recap clip show for
It's kind of the best one they've done.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty
awesome.
good. I love when they bring the queens from previous seasons back to talk about this season. And you gotta love Alaska for not only playing Alaska, but also playing not Anna Wintour. And all of her, and she's so committed. And she's like, I just loved her commentary throughout the whole thing. It was fun.
I think it's great because her tone can sometimes be a little like, she can kind of read people, but they left a lot of that just to Bianca, which then was a nice build-up.
Yes.
This was the best reunion, or not reunion, but sort of like catch you up to the Crown show because there was new elements we hadn't seen by bringing back the girls. Ru was in drag for a clip show.
Funny.
I was shocked. I was like, when did that happen? It was a great little touch. She looked like $1 million.
She did. She looked like a Barbie doll to me.
Didn't she?
Yes. Like I was like, she was like that square face, and then it went down, and she had like the little cleavage here, and then it went down to this. I was like, she is giving like Barbie realness. You better watch out, Trixie Mattel.
I'm trying to figure out what filter that was on Instagram. I couldn't get it happening.
It's the Barbie filter.
Yeah,
that's right.
You just gotta get as over like drawn as possible. And then,
Jinx Monsoon was great too.
Jinx
She
Monsoon
was.
so great.
She's starting to feel like an old Broadway lady. Like,
Yeah,
a lady who like sits at Sardi's and has a martini at 3 in the afternoon, you know?
She always has this very bitter reading to her. Like when she reads, she has this little bitterness about her. Like
she's been through it, had a long life
she's
or
been
something.
through, I'm done. It's over. I get it. I did it 3 years ago when it was popular. It's great.
Yeah.
I love Latrice Royale's energy because it's like she's just there and she's just like it's just always that. I love it.
I laughed a bunch because she was about to say something she thought was funny.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm in. This is good, yeah.
And of course, Miss Alyssa Edwards.
Oh,
You gotta love
What do you
Alyssa
even
Edwards.
call her accent, which I feel like is like Sofia Vergara's, like it's only gotten more exaggerated since she's gotten famous. Alyssa Edwards, I can't even tell you where she's from, but she has this like drag urban, but she's white kind of affectation to the way she speaks that I love.
It's like this. It's like an old lady of drag. Because
Yes.
she's always just like, oh girl.
Right. But the hilarious thing is she's not old. She's got to be in her like 30s,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah, no, she's not old at all. But she has an old drag spirit.
Like she's been around.
Yes. So because of the clip show, I wanted us to talk about our favorite moments of this season, starting with our favorite mini challenge. What was your favorite mini challenge this season?
Orange is the new drag.
That was mine!
That was Yes, I loved it. All the cholas, all the time. Reminded me of growing up in Miami. All the ash, all the Sharpie lip liner.
Oh. I love the plastic surgery one where they used the tape and they were like Real Housewives.
Yeah. Oh
my
and they were
God.
giving their little opening thing. That was hilarious to me. I love that one.
Kelly Mantle.
Yeah.
Right. Oh my God. But she actually kind of did look like
like
Kelly
Kelly
Mantle.
Mantle.
Like Kelly Mantle, like in about 50 years where she still wants to look like Kelly Mantle now.
Yeah.
No, that was not a read for all of you who are like, oh, did he just read Kelly Mantle? No, I love Kelly. But yeah, those were my two favorites, especially the Orange is the New Drag. Like, I just like how I like the fun mini challenges because that's how the mini challenges are supposed to be. They're just supposed to be fun. And I feel like they had fun with that one. So
I think some of them are a little less interesting. Like, to me, the puppet thing was kind of like...
Yeah, the puppet
Oh
was
my
kind
God,
of
the
like a
puppet one's
womp
usually
womp.
my favorite.
Yeah,
It
it was a little
is,
flat
it
this
is.
year.
Oh.
And so was the library.
The library was not... These girls were not reading for filth the way normally.
No,
Yeah.
there was more like a Braille library.
It actually made
Yes.
me want to go back and YouTube Bianca Del Rio's library, like the reading challenges,
Yes.
and see what she
I actually
said.
did that.
You did?
I went back and I watched each season's Snatch Game, and
Yeah.
I watch each season's read. And my favorite is still Jujubee.
What did she do?
Oh, she read everybody.
Okay.
And
She was good last night in the challenge. I've never seen her so California blonde.
Yeah.
She was great in the recap show.
yeah, she was just simple daytime drag.
I just remembered the lawn blower challenge they had.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh, I did not want to see that much of
No,
this
I didn't
drag
love that
queen.
one.
No, that one had potential until like I think they saw it and they were like, maybe not, because you just had all this stuff just like blowing. They're just like,
Yeah.
Oh my god!
That was not that cute to me. I didn't like that one. I loved how Jujubee was reading them about the lack of padding this season on people like
Yes.
Pearl and some of the other worlds. Violet. Who
yes,
doesn't really pad.
Well,
all that
you
much.
know, I think padding is more of like a southern drag thing, and like here, not that
In New
many
York?
people pad.
Yeah, in New York, drag queens don't pad that much.
Yeah.
Raja won, and she's not a padded queen.
Right. Well, even like if you look at people like Raven, who's very curvy,
very
she
padded.
pads, she
Yes.
pads. And even Morgan, like, and I think even Jasmine Masters pads a little just to get a little hip. So it depends on the level, but I think some of these girls this season have a believable wafy girl body. They don't have the classic hourglass figure that drag has always aspired to emulate, but the waif thing, because it's so hip and popular culture, that's why the kids are like, why do I need to pad? I look just like, you know, an Olsen.
Do you think padding makes a difference?
No, because they replace padding with cinching.
I agree. If you have a good cinch and no pads and it
Yeah.
looks hourglassy, even just a little,
Yeah.
I just don't like the straight up and down boy, which none of them really.
No,
I
no,
never
no.
this season was like, oh, that's a boy.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, big boobs are no longer the high fashion. That's no longer what's in. It's the
Yeah.
small. It's the itty bitty titty committee.
Yeah.
That's what's
Violet
in
Chachki.
fashion. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
Small
Miss
classy
Cutie Bites.
boobs are in. Small classy boobs.
So, moving on, their favorite main challenge. There were so many, but which was your favorite, Jay?
I loved, because I'm getting on a flight tomorrow to San Francisco just overnight, and I wish there was a RuPaul Airlines. I
The
wish.
Glamazonian Airlines?
Yes, that was my favorite because I could actually see that happening.
Yes.
That would be amazing.
I would love that.
Can you imagine the flight attendants are drag queens?
Yeah.
You have some gay boy who is singing like the safety like thing to you. Jay, I think that would totally be
Call
you.
me Ru. I'm down to sing it on the SF to LA
Yes.
flight or New York, LA.
And then if it's like a long flight, there is like a rotating like stage where someone does like a lip sync. Like every hour.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like if it's like a 14-hour flight to Australia, can you imagine just having
Just
entertainment?
going to Mardi Gras, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course there would be a bar where everyone can mix and
14-hour
mingle.
flight, every 7 hours the drag queens shift so they don't show 5 o'clock shadow.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm clocking out because this is getting too real.
This getting real
Well,
up in
that's
here.
the thing. Only in the United States we have these boring airplanes because, like, the Air India and stuff like that have these extravagant, gorgeous,
Yeah.
beautiful planes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen them. Never been out of the country.
No.
Well, you need to go there. What was your favorite main challenge?
Ooh, I like the conjoined twin.
Yeah.
That was
It was so
good.
much fun. I just feel that there was so much more possibilities to do it. I wish somebody would like covered an eyeball. But, you know, I liked it. It was so much fun. I thought it was the cutest
And didn't they
challenge.
have to look alike? Like, didn't they have to
Yeah.
they didn't have to paint each other, but they had
No,
to
but they had to, you know.
have the same
Well, no,
yeah.
family
it was a
resemblance.
makeover challenge, so the other one had to paint. Like,
Paint the
Oh,
other one,
I
yeah.
like that personally because there are
Yeah.
some people in LA, I love you, but there's some queens in LA that we know need drag makeovers.
Yes.
Or at least they are great performers and they are visually not matching their potential. That was,
Yes.
Look at that. That was
Yes.
real
Oh,
PC.
that was real
PC.
good. That was real
And
good.
I love that because sometimes you get someone and they don't have to be older, more experienced, but have a different point of view. You know what, girl? You're so pretty. I'm gonna try this on you.
This, yes.
And you're like, damn.
Yeah.
So I like that.
But some
challenge,
people
too.
are so damn old in drag, they don't realize, oh, there's contour palettes now. I don't got to use this clown white.
Or
You get
yeah,
me?
or like try to like grow and stay open to what is happening. And I think
Yeah.
you guys
Yeah.
went to Comic-Con,
DragCon, yes.
And I think that was, you know, speaking of this, like the recap show, that was like a recap of all the seasons in one
Yeah.
space.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It was intense.
Yeah.
It was kind of intense.
My favorite was the Ru Hollywood stories.
Oh, that was good, yeah.
What had happened to Merle Ginsburg? And I loved like all the different takes, like from Ru's perspective, from Merle's perspective, from Michelle's perspective.
I just love Michelle acting because when she was recounting her thing, it
Yeah.
did not seem scripted. It seemed like she was telling the
But she was-
truth. And I was like, I think that sounds like the real version. But I love that one, and then I also think that next year maybe they should do what had happened to Santino Rice.
I know.
Because he came back for an episode, but we did not know why he was gone.
Like why he left, why he decided to maybe not join back. Like, what happened to Santino?
Oh my God! And bringing up the recap episode when they had like the hidden footage, the non-shown footage, and
Yes.
like Miss Fame was rubbing her boner all over me.
Oh my God!
Wait, you caught that too?
I did. Yeah, no, I heard that.
in the episode, right?
No.
Just
It
last
was like
night.
no, it was like the unseen footage, and I was like, Miss Fame had a little meaty tuck for Pearl.
I guess.
Oh my God!
I mean,
was
Pearl
dying.
is fucking hot, I think.
I mean, listen, when you're like in solitary confinement and just around these people, all of a sudden you're just like,
Oh, you kind of cute.
you look all right.
I think this was the season of the I 2 or 3 of them. I find every season has like those 2 handsome guys.
Yeah.
But I think this season had the 2 most
Well,
handsome.
earlier in the beginning of Drag Race, in the first couple seasons, there were actual like muscly guys. I
Yeah.
remember a lot of them were like Latin and stuff, and I was like, oh, he's cute. Like, I remember the not bald, but like he was muscly, thick accent. But there used to be bigger guys too, but now they're obviously kind of
Going to
going
the girly
Yeah.
side.
Well,
Yeah.
I think drag queens in general, the ones that are thriving, tends to be a little bit more.
They try to be
feminine.
dainty.
Yeah.
And petite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what about your favorite runway look?
Ooh.
Because there's been a lot of those.
There's been a lot of those. I do. What was it was like the second week of something. Oddly, it was Jasmine Masters that came out and something. I think it's because I've never seen her in this look. It was like a black and leather. It was, what did they had? Maybe it was. I think she had to get on the flight. It was that when they all had to like pull up and be a sophisticated, classy person going on a first class flight. I liked her in that only because I know her and I hadn't seen her look that sort of upscale, classy thing. And then I loved a lot of Violet Chachki's because she was so cinched,
Oh
and
my
then she
God.
became like a walking art piece.
Yeah.
God knows I love me some Violet Chachki.
Yes.
And the first episode wasn't the main runway challenge. They had the best drag runway look.
Yes.
And she had this black outfit on and bam, flying squirrel.
I
It was
think-
amazing.
Oh, that was great.
Yes.
The-
That was
speaking of
phenomenal.
Ireland, that sort of plaid.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
Oh
think
my
I
God.
think that moment for I remember watching it before and then watching it at the club, and everyone was just like, "Oh my God!"
But don't you think that's why I love watching? I think this is one of the few shows like Sex and the City and maybe Queer Eye too, where it's fun to watch in a group.
Yeah.
Because that moment, that's why I
Yeah.
go to Mickey's and watch it, because when something like that happens, you're like, what? Like it
Yeah.
is a thing. And there were a lot of those moments this year.
There
Let me
were
tell you
a lot
something.
of
I'm a
those.
bitter old lady. I don't work well in crowds. I know. Biddies don't work well in crowds.
We'll just
I
put
don't
you in
like
old
that.
lady
I don't
drag
like
and you
that.
can just read people all night.
That'd be great, actually. That may be a thing.
Yeah. What about the moment when they, when the drag queens from previous seasons and last night's episode got to clock Pearl for coming for Ru?
Yes.
I thought that was I thought their perspective on why was very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, because, yeah.
For me, that was definitely my, like, speaking of, the most shocking, oh my God, I can't believe
sorry.
that happened. No, it's fine. That, like, for me, that was a moment of like, oh my God. Like,
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was really one of those like, did she really like come for Ru? Like, and I always felt like it was producers kind of like, just test it, just push your buttons.
Right,
just
but
do
that
it.
didn't seem like that.
Yeah, no, and she was really for real. And even that stare down, and she was like, do I have something on my face? And I was just like,
Whoa!
that's one of those moments. If you guys have ever seen The Color Purple,
Yes.
remember when Squeak hit Sophia?
Yes.
And everyone had that moment, and that guy was like, oh, time to go.
Yep.
That's how I felt.
Yep.
Like, as soon as she was like, do I have something on my face? I was like,
Yep.
Gotta go. Yeah.
I mean, I think what was beautiful about that moment in so many ways was, I think in my mind now seeing the full trajectory and watching the after show, which, by the way, logo, World of Wonder, can you please put Untucked back on TV?
Right.
It helps me connect with the girls and feel more invested with the show.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
hate
my own
having
thing.
to wait like 7-8 hours to watch Untucked.
It's just,
Yes.
I can't. So, but for me, this season had a lot of young girls who maybe they weren't around as much when I grew up. I didn't have any exposure to gay culture. It was RuPaul and Elton John. That's all I knew about. And even so much so in the early 2000s when Madame Tussauds popped up on 42nd Street in New York, RuPaul literally is like the centerpiece in this massive room.
Yeah.
She's the center of the entire room of wax figures. It's freaking RuPaul.
Yeah.
So she's a legend. And
Yeah.
in my mind, you get this big platform. Even if you do have something on your face, you don't talk to RuPaul like that. You know?
Yeah. I definitely, and even when round 2 was when during the reading session she was like RuPaul, and Ru was like, bitch,
You got to go.
Now,
But I think it's important for them to learn that that's not cute.
Yeah, and I think there are moments where you just don't cross Mama Ru.
Yeah.
Because that was my oh my God, I can't believe that happened moment. Was there any moment for you guys during the show where
That
you
was
felt
a
like
big one.
Yeah, Jasmine Masters, every other word. Like, I can't believe it. I said it. In the first episode, when she walked in, I was like, okay, that bitch is fierce. And then I was like, okay, bitch, shut up. And I was like, shut up. And then, shut up. Because she was like, I'm an actress. I saw her playing Nene Leakes. I was like, damn. She's good. I Googled it. I Googled her.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, she's good. Can't wait for her acting challenge.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, she's bad. Send the bitch home.
You know what the funny thing is? To me, yes, obviously this is reality TV, and certain people, you know, coming from a reality background, they will storyboard and be like, we need a villain, we need this, someone's got to fail this week, who will that be? They try to go with what's already happening and heighten it in post, but at the end of the day, people are given archetypes, maybe true to form of who they are, maybe slightly off, but they just had a bad day. However, I feel like this season more than ever, we got to see a group of people who I don't feel like they bonded as quickly until you started watching the Untucks and you're like, oh, there's the friendship or there's the relationship.
They didn't make the friendship because Ginger Minj and Pearl are actually very close, and they did not show that at all.
No, and then you watch Untucked and she's like, you're like my best friend. I was like, when?
What? Yeah.
When did that happen?
What the fuck?
Yeah. Speaking of, I don't know how to transition into that. Favorite Ru look?
I'll say this, and I'm not trying to sound shady. There was one look this season. I think it was it was like an orange sherbety kind of. I remember it was like a sherbet situation. I didn't like it, and I think I came in and said
roll up?
It was the fruit roll up. The fruit roll up look.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I didn't respond well to it. However, I do think that this season she tried some things that I was like, okay, Miss Ru.
Yeah.
The white wig.
The white wig
with the booty on her.
with her face
I was
and
gonna
the
say it. Her naked ass riding a Black Panther on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was good.
I think she always gives a nice sophisticated upscale nod to that week's challenge, but in a way that these girls ain't never gonna touch. It's amazing.
There were two that I really liked. Was the first one, which was like this kind of nude illusion kind of tear.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
like
that was
teal
nice.
kind of a
Yes.
look. And then I also like this gold dress that she had on. It almost kind of gave you Bunny because she had like the little bow.
That was the one where she
bow.
had kind of like the little tearaway. Which one was the one?
The tearaway was during the Prancing Queen.
But I
Yeah.
do like that she did a tearaway because we've never seen her do anything different than walk down and pose.
Yeah.
So that was cool to me.
That was a shocking moment.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Love her.
I wonder if next year she'll steal moments like was it Violet who had that capelet that opened up?
Yeah.
If Ru will do more, kind of garments because I think she got positive feedback from that.
Yeah.
one.
Well, I mean, we're used to her just walking down. We're like, oh, okay, that's cute. But when she stopped and did, and everyone was like,
Yeah.
really, Ru?
Gagging.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
take it. We'll take it.
Throw it on eBay, please.
Right. Speaking of, that was another fun challenge, the Prancing Queen.
That was a good one,
That was
too,
like
yeah.
a nod to Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah,
I thought that was really good. Although it confused me because I was just like,
Well, speaking of confusion and watching a performance like that, the music video, everyone's bored naked and the rest is drag.
Yeah.
I felt like I needed 3D glasses. Was I the only one that was like, my eyes were having a hard time focusing on the...
I didn't think it was one of the best videos that
It was certainly
Ru
not the best
has put out.
video
and it was very reminiscent of Sissy That Walk.
Sissy That Walk, to me, like, I still listen. It's still on my gym playlist.
Oh, yeah.
I am embarrassed. I go to Gold's. It's all like bodybuilders and my scrawny ass. And I will be literally on loop, Sissy That Walking while I'm lifting. I
Yeah.
love that song.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the video's
Yeah.
great.
I'm with that New York funk, the uptown, downtown, turn, and I'm like literally prancing through Planet Fitness 'cause I'm broke. And I'm like, yeah, having the greatest time. But when it comes to this music video, I just feel that when you add strobe lights, black and white, and you do it for like 2-3 seasons in a row, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
let's have like a musical montage.
Yeah.
Let's take back season 5's musical
Ru looked good though.
montage.
Her body looked fucking dope in
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
And the song is great. The song is
Song is
catchy.
great, yeah,
But the video, I was just,
it wasn't my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we had a lot of special guest judges.
Yeah.
Throughout the season, as we always do. Who did you guys like as a special guest judge? My favorite was Tamar.
I love
Tamar's
me some
great.
Tamar.
I felt like she was just into it. Like she
Yeah.
loved it. Like she was just living. For
Yeah.
it.
You know what-
I feel like Tamar would actually go to Mickey's one night if they were like, we want to do this thing where we have this special thing. and
Yeah.
We bring you out, whatever. I feel like she would be down in a heartbeat. She seems like a cool chick like that.
I
Yeah.
really hope, and I really want this. I hope that one day they get like 5 guest judges, and it's just the real, like Tamar, Lonnie. You know what I'm saying?
They should make that like a main challenge.
Yeah, right. Have them on the real.
Oh my God.
Oh
yes,
my
to
God!
come out
And then send us a residual check for thinking of it.
No, I think that some of my favorite judges were people that you don't expect to be on the show.
Yeah.
Like I thought having John Waters was
Yes.
like
That was
epic.
great,
I was like,
yeah.
that's a freaking good get.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
This is gonna sound weird because she had like no personality, but I loved her like dry like weirdness. I loved Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Because everyone was like, yeah, it's fierce, good, and she's like, so pretty.
No, I liked the
Dead.
unseen footage from the clip where she looked at Ross and was like, "Is this too much?" And Ross was like, "Look around." And she's like, "Oh my God, right? Oh, like I'm too
I
much."
love her.
Do you know who else I
love
think is
her.
really good on this show is Melanie Brown, Mel B.
Mel B.
Yeah.
Because she essentially, for Spice Girls, was sort of a drag queen. I mean, their costumes and hair and
Yeah.
makeup was so camp and over the top. And now she's a judge on a talent show. So for me, I was like, you should come back more often because
Yeah.
you really know what you're talking about, you know?
Yeah.
I loved it. I love the guest judges. I love when they have that little celebrity flair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
They definitely get their life.
And I will say, I do appreciate and honor the fact that they bring special people that have significance in the community, like Candace Kane, that they bring her back, and all these pillars of the community that started out in drag or whatever.
Yeah.
That was cool. Cool that Kim Johnson from Dancing with the Stars was asked.
Yeah.
Adds a little authenticity to the piece. It was cool
Yeah.
this season. They had some really good. The show's gotten so popular that people are dying to be
Yeah,
on it in straight
yeah.
America. You know.
I don't think they have an issue with getting people
Talent,
on the
no.
show.
Yeah.
Now the day they get Beyonce on there.
Could you imagine?
I think they need Tyra Banks first.
Tyra would I bet Tyra Banks would do
Why
it.
has Tyra never done it?
It's
I don't know.
Does she want a residual check because she
Yeah.
thinks it's close to top model?
Well, it is a parody of Top Model. That's
Yeah.
what
Pretty
RuPaul
much.
made it. It was.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
That
would
would be
gag
great.
if it was like RuPaul Charles in the workroom, and then like this week a special judge, you know, whatever, and it's literally Tyra Banks comes down the workroom and kind of reads Ru.
And she's like, hello, hello, hello.
yes, that would be amazing.
Oh my God, Tyra Banks, Beyonce, Ru, get rid of everybody else.
Right.
God.
Oh,
The
that
The
would
sisters,
be great.
soul
Yes.
sisters, right there. It's great. Remake the Golden Girls.
Yeah.
Well, of course, we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we will come back and find out what you guys thought, and also take a few of your questions. Stay tuned. There's more RuPaul's Drag Race after show to come.
Yeah, I was surprised because.
This season of Hey Queen is going to be a ball, darling.
About to get my girls, cause you know we run the world. Sit down, welcome to my world, cause it's gonna be a twirl. On season 3 with Lady Red and Johnny. Do you want to vote for me? Let's cut for me, let's go. Hey Queen, do you wanna sit with me? Hey Queen, what you mean mugging me? Hey Queen, is it cause I'm fabulous? I'm sick and neat and I'm on fleek. Hey Queen, once in a while I throw my hair. Hey Queen, do you see me standing there? Hey Queen, do you wanna go over there? Sick and neat and I'm on fleek. Hey Queen. Hey Queen. Hey Queen. I'm sick and neat and I'm on fleek. Now 1 to 1 to 1 1. Now 2 to 2 to 2 2. Now 3 to 3 to 3 3. And hold that fucking pose for me. Hey Queen.
This is the gayest fucking show of all time.
Okay, that's a good one.
We're back.
Welcome back,
life.
everybody. You are tuning in to the RuPaul's Drag Race after show right here on the stream.tv. If you are joining us live, make sure you like us, subscribe us. Also, tweet us throughout the week. We still got one more week to find out who will be crowned America's next drag superstar.
Can we talk about that? Because
Yes.
you went to the finale. Did you go too?
I
Christian?
did.
No, I
didn't go either. So
I was at the grand finale.
did you talk about what happens? Like you guys, the way they shot it, or can you? Or are you allowed to say or no?
I will say
That you don't personally know the winner.
no
Even though you
one
were there.
No one knows the winner.
Okay.
And if you were there, you would know why.
Okay.
But I will say that I think that you will get to know the top 3 a little more.
Oh, I like that.
And that's what I like.
Did you feel like it was, because I wasn't there, and sometimes, you know, this show's gotten a little, like some of the critiques in the bar when I was watching with people was like that it was a little too emotionally heavy in one episode with holding up the pictures of the kid right after the Tic Tac chat.
Yeah.
So did you feel like the reunion was emotional without being forced, or what did you feel about the?
I think it was great. I think you will get an overall view of who they are and how they got to where they are.
Okay. I don't know that much about Violet. Like I couldn't tell you. I know.
Yeah.
Pearl, I feel like I kind of get.
Yeah. You'll know them more, and you'll get to see more of them.
Well, speaking about not knowing about Violet, there's somebody talking on our live chat right now. Keegan Rice says Violet doesn't need to win. She's ready for All Stars.
Oh. How you gonna save somebody for the next cast?
Yeah.
Wait, is next season All Stars?
No, I don't think so.
I don't think
they already
regular,
cast
right?
season 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, I think they're
it's-
currently casting season 8.
it.
But I would like to see another All Stars season.
I would too.
But I
Or
think they
you-
needed like another 2 seasons.
I would beg World of Wonder and Logo. Hi guys. Hi.
Residuals.
Can you guys do like a Road Rules Real World challenge-y kind of thing where the queens get to be physical and active?
Like a Survivor?
Yes, you have 70-something, 80-something queens that we
yeah.
know and follow and like.
Yeah.
Can we put them in some other kind of
Scenario?
competition show that's, I mean, I love this format, but it'd be fun to see them do something else too.
Yeah.
That'd be really great. Like a Bad Girls Club, but all drag queens.
Yeah,
Oh
like
my
some
God.
kind of other challenge reality show featuring the people we know and love.
Yes.
I don't know.
Well, speaking of more fan comments, at
Ruckus?
Ruckus Production says, do you agree with the final 3?
I don't. Sorry.
You don't agree with the final 3?
No.
Oh.
I know. I think for me, I felt like, and I was not a Kennedy Davenport fan the entire series. I liked moments, but I wasn't like, whoa, like I need to know her.
Yeah.
And then oddly in the episode she got kicked off, they got me, man. Like the
Yeah.
sit down chat, her performance, her
Yeah.
jump split the week before.
Yeah.
I was in. And then when they sent her home, I was like, I was looking around to see if they were kidding because I was
Yeah.
like, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get Violet. I know you love
I
Violet.
love Violet.
But I guess it's taken me a while to warm up to her because I felt like she was not similar to Pearl and Miss Fame, but I was like, don't we already have that kind of with Pearl? Like the same
Yeah.
note, but I guess they are very different. I don't know.
I guess it's funny because you say it that way, and I say, thank God Kennedy's ass got sent home. And they should have saved Katya.
I agree with the
and Katya.
Katya. I think Katya was a shock for everybody. That
I loved
she
her
went home.
story too, oddly.
Yeah.
Like I agree with Katya in the Untucked. She goes, in one episode, she was like, I feel so emotional. She's like, and I hate it when the queens are like, this is so hard.
Yeah.
And she's like, but it is. And they all broke. They're like, it's so hard,
Yeah,
right? And they
yeah,
had
yeah.
that moment, which I was like, oh, well, I guess it is emotionally hard. you know?
Yeah, and she had some great moments during the show too. Like we saw in the clip show last night, the whole like sobriety thing
Yeah.
and having to connect with Fame. But also, let's not forget the slow split that she
Yes.
did during the lip
That
sync.
Yes!
sickening. The
Yes,
slow,
yes, the very slow, like I'm about to go into it and I'm there.
And she's not a spring chick. Like she's
Yeah.
older. She's probably
Yeah.
like my age or
Yeah.
something. But anyway,
But she
I
was
love
still
her.
kicking it
so
up.
good.
I love her.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna have the longest career.
And
if
wasn't she
keeps it up.
super funny? Like
She
she had a
was
lot
hilarious.
of personality.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna tour very well, and hopefully you guys
Yeah.
will have her at Mickey's because I want.
We hope so. We hope to have many of the season 7 queens at Mickey's.
Can I ask you, put you on the spot? Who are your top 5 that you would like to have at Mickey's?
Top 5 that I would like to have at Mickey's that haven't been there?
Sure.
I would love to have Katya.
Okay.
I would love to have Milk.
I would love to see Milk live. I've never seen. I just follow on Instagram.
Oh, he's
I
so
would
nice.
I would love to have Kennedy Davenport because Kennedy represents the type of drag that I was used to seeing.
Growing up, yeah.
Yeah, and I think people should see that. Would love to have Bianca Del Rio.
Bianca, I probably couldn't even get in if she
Yeah,
was doing
yeah.
a show there.
And I would also like to have that 5th one. That's a tough one.
You know what I would like to see on next season, which we haven't seen yet? We saw a little, but not quite exactly how I'm used to it. I would love to see someone from the voguing ball scene in New York who's also pretty and glamorous. Does that make sense, or am I asking
Yeah.
for too much?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see some club kids in there.
Club
Yeah.
kid, but like can also pull it together
Yeah.
and give you like a nod of pageant.
Yeah.
So that people aren't like, oh, you didn't put any effort in.
Laomi is a voguing queen. She's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And she like, look her up. She like
Okay.
vogues the house. Like she does some things where you're like, I remember she actually came to Mickey's for when I hosted the dance contest, and she was also on America's Best Dance Crew.
Sure.
Love her.
Amazing.
You have to
I
look her up.
remember her.
Yeah.
She is amazing.
So 2 more quick fan questions before we have to wrap it up. Sean Patrick Doyle says, I hope producers gave Kennedy Davenport a dictionary as a parting gift. Condone.
Oh, there
Question
was a
mark?
couple times
Yes.
when they said words that I was like, oh, that's not what that word means. Okay,
Yeah.
carry on.
And he said, I'll take Ginger Minge, but I'm still hashtag Team Katya.
I think Ginger, if she doesn't win, it would seem like a wild upset because,
Yeah.
but I don't know what happens in the finale, so that can whatever. But
Yeah.
in my mind, she consistently performed well.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, she's gonna have a great career, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be upset if anybody wins or loses. I like the top 3, I really do, but I do think that Ginger Minge and Violet are a little bit more deserving.
Yeah, I mean, I love Pearl's look. I think he's a handsome guy. I think his arc is interesting of like how he, that's just the way he is. He can't help being somewhat kind of aloof, but he's present.
Yeah.
But there's nothing about me that if he was gigging that I'd be like, I have to go see Pearl.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Pearl, live nude show.
Right.
Then you're like, oh, okay, cool.
It's a
I'm gonna
webcam
wanna go.
show.
Yeah,
Right.
that'd be great.
So last question before we wrap everything up. I know that this season has definitely not gravitated towards everyone as quickly as past seasons, and we've had our very ups and downs with this season. But who was your favorite queen this season? Even if they're not in the top 3, like who was the one that you're just like, oh, I really liked her and wish she had went further?
This was escalated when I got to meet her at DragCon. Katya. I love her so much. I will be going to see
Why-
her live. Because you know what? She's none of the colors in the crayon box.
Right.
She's her own wild,
She's
crazy
definitely
thing.
her own color.
She flashed me. That was kind of weird. But, she's funny. She's great. She doesn't care. I don't know. It's kind of nice seeing somebody finding their own.
Yeah.
And that's what I think Katya is doing /
Yeah.
did. And she's just hysterical.
I'm going to say the same thing. I think it was just interesting watching her open up and watching her arc. Sometimes the people you like don't even place or get up there, but I think when a cast member of Drag Race strikes a chord with an audience, that's when their touring schedule will be booked. You don't have to win the race. You just have to be memorable and be likable, where people want to know what's up with you.
Yeah.
And I think she did that.
I also like
Yeah.
Jaden Dior Fierce, but that's another thing.
Well, she's got
Yeah.
fierce in her name. She
Love
better
her.
be freaking
Love her.
fierce.
Yeah.
I think they're both are just gonna hot commodities.
I wonder, do you guys know? I don't know. You guys probably know this at home too, but there are like not cliques, but like House of Edwards, where it's like
House of Lords.
Laganja
And
and
Shangela and Alyssa.
and
Yeah.
they travel together. So I'm wondering, out of this grouping, who's gonna click up and have a tour?
Well,
together?
Laganja is actually is the drag daughter of Alyssa Edwards.
And
Right,
so,
and so is
Shangela.
Shangela.
Yeah, and so is
Yeah,
Shangela.
yeah. I don't think any of these people are houses, but I think that what they could do is what some of the other queens have done. Like there's like a big girl like tour that happens where all the big girls of Drag Race.
Oh, that's amazing,
So
yeah.
I think these girls could probably get together and do
Because that whoever
something.
is branding or marketing them or managing them,
Yeah.
that's just package them together, just bang it out, play small theaters, and
Yeah.
get that coin.
Who's your queen?
Yeah.
I had a few. I thought Miss Fame was looks-wise was very interesting. But
I also think you would get along really well with Miss Fame, and you guys would kiki and like.
I think so. She's a little long-winded, but I
Right.
think we could. I think we could chit-chat. And
But who
Trixie,
isn't?
Trixie was actually very interesting because of the way she presented like herself and her makeup and stuff. I think it was a different twist on drag.
I've never seen.
Yeah,
anything like
I've
that.
never
It was a
seen
little out of the
anything
box,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah, so that was a good one. Well, we have one more week until we crown a new winner of RuPaul's Drag Race. So hopefully you guys will stay tuned throughout this week. Make sure you tweet us. Let us know your thoughts using hashtag RDR7AS. And let us know, are you Team Ginger, Team Pearl, or Team Violet? Until next week, we will see you then at the same time, same drag channel. Bye, you guys.
Bye. Oh my God. Yeah. Hey y'all, if you want to get in on the conversation with us, make sure you subscribe to the RuPaul's Drag Race After Show on thestream.tv.